Well, it's an early holiday gift for a lot of people. Gas prices have been dropping for several weeks. The average price in the Twin Cities is now at $3.14 a gallon. That's 47 cents less than just a month ago, according to AAA. And today I saw several stations in the metro where gas was $2.99 a gallon. Quite a change from the summer. But you all know gas prices are extremely volatile. There's a wide range of reasons for that right now, especially from a pandemic to a war to the economy. Why they can rocket back up just as quick as they've come back down. So now there's a new push to help stabilize the cost of gas in Minnesota once and for all by bringing E15 into the mix all year round. John Croman's on the show with more on the politics leading the charge. Hey, John.
Hey, Jana, year-round E15 would create more demand for a product made here in Minnesota, and it's currently less expensive to produce than straight-up gasoline. That's why this past summer, President Biden issued that emergency waiver temporarily removing the summertime ban on E15 to help with the high prices at the pump. Every gallon of unleaded gasoline in Minnesota has at least 10% ethanol. And if you go with 88 octane, you're getting E15, which is up to 15% of that corn-based biofuel. The EPA has historically banned it in the summer months out of concern that it would evaporate while being pumped and contribute to air pollution. But Congresswoman Angia Craig is looking to change that.
And I know the USDA has been working closely on that. Some of that's tied up in the courts, but if we could get this legislative fix, get the bill passed, then we would have year-round sales of E15.
Craig made her remarks last year at the Tate Farm near Cannon Falls after watching corn being loaded into a truck bound for an ethanol plant. Craig and Senator Amy Klobuchar are both carrying bipartisan bills that would make E15 legal all year long.
It's not just biofuels for the sake of it or for family farmers, but across Minnesota, we see biofuels plants that employ thousands of Minnesotans.
1/3 of the corn grown in Minnesota goes to ethanol, and much of that money stays in the local economy, according to Minnesota Farmers Union President Gary Werdish.
Yeah, they're all farmer-owned, and that, that's huge because that might the farmers, it's local people in that community owning that plant, providing jobs. In any profits off of a plant go back in the local community. And when you look at Exxon Oil, Mobil, we have gas stations and stuff, local people running that, but the production of that and the money off of that is not here.
Werdish is among those farm leaders fully endorsing year-round E15.
It's a good step. We look at it as a step. We as Farmers Union, we want to continue to push for higher blends than that. There's a lot of talk now on moving to electric vehicles, which we will. Technology will get us there. Eventually we'll get there, but we're going to be burning fossil fuels for a long time yet. And that's a renewable energy. Higher blends of ethanol can play a huge role in that.
Now, there's a lot of research into making ethanol out of other crops, including perennial grasses, but that technology isn't quite there yet.
If there's a market for it, farmers will raise it. Right now, we raise predominantly corn and soybeans because that's what the market is. The farmer's got bills to pay too. He can't raise a crop or do something with his land if he's not going to get paid for it. So he's, right now, corn and soybeans is predominantly what that's where the market is.
This has been the biggest year ever for E15 in Minnesota, 88 octane. According to the Department of Commerce, we've already pumped 86 million gallons of E15 by the end of October, so already on a pace to shatter the previous annual record. And the president's waiver, no doubt, had a lot to do with that, Jana.
Wow, lots of interesting stuff in there. Thanks so much, John. Appreciate it.